we doing that? No, you. No. We gonna get it.
Why you doing all that?
We gonna get it. No, we gonna get it.
It's not even like that. Can I talk to you?
What's up?
Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you
right now? Like that.
So after I cheated on my husband, I gave him a hall pass. But here's the reason why I did that. Is because I didn't want to take the responsibility of getting rid of all demons that I opened up my marriage to. And usually this is what people do when they cheat. They want their spouse to cheat on them back, so it would give them a reason to feel better in some way. But let me tell you, that's the wrong way to do it. It's the wrong way to go about it, because at the end of the day, you make matters worse.
And even though I knew that option was put forth in front of me, I knew that wasn't the right choice.
Yeah.
That's not the way that we try to rebuild a marriage. If you want to stay in a marriage that's still on a downfall and just ride it out downhill, that's up to you if you want to make that choice. But I was not about to make that same choice if I know I also have another option of getting back in the face of God, praying for my marriage, praying for my wife, and trying to do the things and correct the wrongs that we had that led us into that position.
What a breathtaking display of audacity. 9 years of marriage, poof, obliterated for the fleeting dopamine hit of a whiskey-soaked fling. She tosses her devoted husband to the curb for a cheap thrill with a stranger, all while conveniently forgetting the wedding band on her finger and the man waiting at home. The cherry on top? A breezy walk to her hotel room like her vows were some casual suggestion rather than a lifelong commitment. Then comes the inevitable morning after pity party. Cue the waterworks as she wallows in guilt, not for her husband's sake, but to ease her own tortured conscience. Meanwhile, her husband, poor guy, shows up expecting to surprise his wife, only to have his entire world gutted in one swift, brutal moment. And what does he do? He handles it with more grace than she ever deserved, silently packing up and walking out, leaving her to wallow in the wreckage of her own making. The kind of restraint and dignity he displayed, that's the mark of a man who knows his worth, even if she clearly didn't. Fast forward 3 months, and she's scrambling to tape together the shattered pieces of their marriage like a desperate DIY project. Marriage counseling? Sure, because therapy will totally undo the fact that she bulldozed 9 years of trust for one night of reckless indulgence. She's grasping at straws, clinging to the hope that a few sweet nothings and forced affection will miraculously repair what she torched to ashes. Spoiler alert, it won't. And now, she's confused that he's not sleeping in their bed or showering her with forgiveness. Honey, trust isn't a rubber band you can snap back into place after you've stretched it to oblivion. Friends and family are already telling her to let him go, but no, she's hell-bent on clinging to him, as if smothering him with unwanted love is going to erase her betrayal. Here's the cold, hard truth. When you shatter trust, you're not just breaking a vase, you're obliterating it into a million jagged shards. You can try to glue it back together, but it'll never hold water the same way again. And frankly, no amount of kisses, therapy sessions, or desperate apologies will fix the emptiness she left in her husband's heart. She made her bed. Now she can lie in it, alone.
Here's the thing. We live in 2022, right? And men and women, in the eyes of the law, are equal, okay? And we're gonna stick to that right now because justice is supposed to be blind, correct? You're supposed to, you know, Lady Justice has the scales with the blindfold, and that blindfold is supposed to signify that justice is blind regardless of color, gender, race, whatever. Now, there are discrepancies in the legal justice system. Absolutely. We know that, you know, women serve 67% less time, or men serve 67% more time for the same offenses, etc. I get it. But we're working towards it, right? So my thing is simply this. I think women need to understand, you know, we got 14,000 of y'all in here. Women need to understand that there are men out there that will not give you the benefit, that will punch you right back in the fucking face if you hit them.
She'll hit me first, then Tommy.
I was gonna say the only person that I seen that got abused was Aaron.
Yeah,
Chris.
I'm so sorry.
So that's the only. I know. I seen the connect, but I'm just saying, like, he was the one that got the beat up. Yeah. He got the real.
But Juicy, let's keep it objective here. She did strike him first.
I did see. Listen, I told you. I seen when you guys post. Listen, I was up it was like 140 something. And I seen it fresh on Fresh Page. I seen the video. I was like, oh shit. Some shit went down. I watched it. I seen exactly what happened. But that's what I'm saying, because in a sense where when Tommy had the time where he was like, oh, you got the wrong one. In my mind, I'm just like, damn, Tommy, like,
Juicy, with all due respect.
All due respect. Oh, you got to cut me off. All right.
Yeah, I'm cutting you off because I know you're going to go down that tangent again. With he should have done this and he should have done that.
No, you're right.
It's easy for you to say
he's
that.
the man. He's showing the man striking left.
Here's the difference. It's easy for you to sit from the comfort of your own home and operate in 2020 hindsight. You're not in the situation. You're not getting embarrassed in front of 10,000 people. You're not getting your masculinity challenged by a very aggressive woman.
I don't
You
fight
don't have
men.
the threat of violence being thrown at you. You didn't get struck in the face. So it's easy for you to say that from your comfort of your home. Hey, you should have done this, you should have done that, because you're a man. Listen, man, if you attack a man, he's gonna start. Sometimes he might treat you as an equal and punch you back. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want any of my income to be needed in the family. I want the man to be 100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna have my own business or whatever.
But you would want the family to be able to live solely off of your husband's income.
100% solely off of my husband. I don't want me to have to use my income at all.
So her money is her money, and her man's money is also her money. And it's funny, people will see videos like this and their only response is, oh, but not all women are like that. Okay, that's fine, but obviously there are women who are like this.
Seriously? You think tossing out a half-hearted sorry is going to magically rewind time and undo the fact that you were ready to trade a rock-solid marriage for a cheap thrill? Or that he's just supposed to forget how you shattered his trust, all because Mr. Whiskey and Wit has lost his luster? Are you living in some fantasy world? Newsflash. Trust doesn't grow back like your manicure. It's gone, and no apology is going to hit reset. Even if by some miracle he forgives you, what's to stop you from going rogue again the next time you're feeling restless? You've already shown that your loyalty is as flimsy as a discount umbrella in a hurricane. The moment temptation whispered in your ear, you folded like a bad poker hand. That's not commitment. It's selfishness on steroids. Your husband deserves a partner, not someone who uses marriage as a safety net while chasing whatever fleeting excitement crosses their path. You've made it clear that your vows meant nothing the moment they got inconvenient. So now that the damage is done, don't act surprised when he's not rushing back into your arms. Trust isn't a light switch, and it sure as hell doesn't come with a warranty. Let's be real. You detonated your so-called perfect marriage, and even if you somehow duct tape it back together, it'll never be the same. Sure, you've apologized, and sure, you're showing remorse, but here's the harsh truth. Forgiveness isn't owed to you. It's his decision now, and if he chooses to walk away, that's entirely justified. You didn't just screw up. You showed him exactly where he ranks in your priorities. And guess what? It's not first.
Thing that women are better than men at.
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Stop the cap. Shut the
That's always the answer. The same answer, everything. Name something then.
Guys are stupid.
What about basketball?
Basketball. That's just like a.
I just feel like a lot of women just hate men. We can never get our flowers, bro.
I don't know. I guess I'm not that good at basketball, but I guess they can have that.
We can have the basketball, but everything else you guys got? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I think men need to be more clear on what they want.
Men need to be what?
More clear on what they want.
Men can't be more clear on what they want.
They need to be more clear.
It wouldn't work.
You should be honest.
I agree with that. If you're just straight up like that, hey, do you want to just hook up? Most women are probably gonna say no. A guy just walks up to you, hey, do you want to have...
Okay, no, never mind. I can't answer. Hold up, I wasn't thinking.
No, that's the problem. You never think.
No.
So a guy walks up to you at a party, and he's just like, hey, what's up? I think you're cute. Like, do you want to hook up?
I would say no. I always say no.
No.
Men, I have another question for you.
And let's hear this one.
Why is it that we as women will send you a text explaining exactly why we're upset with you? Every little detail, making it clear as day. And then you will respond with, what do you mean?
Well, the major problem here is that one sent that through text message, as opposed to actually having an in-person conversation with the man explaining exactly what was wrong, so that then he could ask questions if there was need of clarification.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. That's why it's best to have these conversations in person.
Because unless you literally cannot read, which might be the case, I never thought about that, maybe you can't read. But if you can read, there's no confusion.
Obviously there was, or else there wouldn't be any need to ask for clarification. Now would there be?
Like, nothing makes me want to throw my phone out the window more.
Ironically, the fact that one actually is asking these questions probably one makes a lot of people throw their phones out the window.
This is why I support just ghosting, because what do you mean? What do I mean? How do you not know what I mean? So yeah, explain yourselves. Like, can you guys not read? I just need to know, because if that's the case, that's a different story.
It's not that they can't read. It's just that all that time that one spent sending paragraphs of information to a guy explaining one's feelings would have been better spent with an in-person conversation.
Let's be brutally honest here. This commenter nailed it with a precision that cuts deep. I cannot stand a cheater. Reading posts like this makes me sick because I try to imagine myself in your husband's shoes. He trusted you, and you spread your legs for another guy. Now, every time he looks at you, all he can see is you with that other guy. Every filthy detail. He's picturing you moaning, saying his name, giving what was supposed to be his to someone else. Did you use protection? Did he finish inside you? All those disgusting questions are clawing at his mind, turning every glance at you into a fresh hell. And you think a few tearful apologies will erase that? Every business trip you take, every late-night meeting, every time you say you're going out with friends, his mind's going to spiral. You've taken something sacred, his trust, and torched it for a cheap, fleeting thrill. How's he supposed to believe anything you say now when you've already shown what you're capable of when no one's watching? Rebuilding trust after a betrayal like this isn't just some Hallmark movie montage of hugs and apologies. It's a Herculean task, and quite frankly, you've given him every reason to walk away. You didn't just break his heart, you smashed his entire perception of the life you'd built together. That's the real fallout. You've left him questioning everything. And honestly, he deserves better than to live with that torment.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men, but why do women tend to end divorces? With successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
It's
So
a feeling.
why-
Feelings
yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because
point.
he can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
That's all I'm asking.
If I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff, and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what's
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry me.
don't want to
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married. Let's say you had a daughter and she wanted to marry a homeless guy. Would you give him a chance? Would you want to meet him and talk to him?
Well, that's different because he has no money, but the girl's gonna have money if she's doing OnlyFans, so at least she can, like.
But what if I told you a woman's sexuality is the equivalent to a man's status and money? So if a girl's out there giving it for free,
That's your
all
opinion,
over the
but it's
internet,
not mine, so that's okay.
it's not about an opinion. It's about how the genders objectively look at each other.
But I don't agree. That's just not.
I mean, this is
not my
biolog-
philosophy. Like
but
she
it's
was talking.
biological fact though. Like
I don't see it as equal.
men or women aren't equal. That's what I'm trying to illustrate here.
Yeah, but you just said it was equal. You said sexuality is equal
It's
to
the functional
money.
equivalent. That's why I had to switch the
Yeah, but I
scenario so
don't
you can
agree.
understand.
I just don't agree with that.
I found it interesting that you would go ahead and give a OnlyFans sex worker the benefit of the doubt and give her an opportunity to prove herself. But if I took the same situation, I said, okay, for your daughter, what if she was with a homeless guy? You said no, I wouldn't even give him a chance.
Can I ask something?
Hold on. So I don't understand, like.
And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.